Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and another episode of Sibling Showdown. Tonight, my brother and I are going to be drafting a puppy or two, and we will be doing that in just 1 minute. That's right. Happy Thursday. We're almost to Friday, everybody. That means it's Sibling Showdown. My brother and I are going to be doing drafts every single Thursday, and we're going to be mixing it up. So last week we were in the BBM streets. Tonight we're in the puppy streets because it's winding down, Steve. How many, were we over 80% now, Steve?
I think I looked about an hour ago when you were on the show with Sean Mitchell, and I think it was like 77%.
Okay, so we're approaching 80. What's your prediction? You got a prediction of when the puppy fills?
I think it fills by the end of May.
Yeah. Okay.
So
next week, maybe.
Yeah, Friday or Saturday next week is what we might get.
Okay, so we want to get a little more in the puppy streets here, but we were going to be mixing it up, BBM, puppy, as they release other dog breeds. We're going to be doing, some marathon, some eliminators, some sprint. And speaking of, be sure to check out our best ball subscription. Link is in the description of this show, just $34.99 a year. And we have rankings, articles. Obviously, then we'll eventually have sub-only shows. But I just posted an article today about hitting 3 quarterbacks in that 8 through 13 window. So fun article. And you mentioned I was on Sean Mitchell's show, and we accomplished that, Steve.
Yeah, that was a good team. I was checking in and out as I was getting ready for the show, and it ended up being a really good team. And
yeah, I love that team. He was like ranking. I was like,
there's no weaknesses, and that's I think. Like, it's fun to do some fragile teams, with the thin quarterback, thin tight end, whatever the case may be, really thin running back room. And, you can succeed that way. But I think the teams where you feel good about every room, they pay off.
Yeah. And Stephen WC just said, I read the article and commented. Thank you very much. He has the subscription. And again, if you want the subscription, it's via Substack. Again, all our rankings. 3 to 4 articles a week. Steve's going to be releasing his eliminator rankings likely tomorrow. I'm going to be releasing my marathon rankings. So we'll have rankings by early June for all the sites, all the different formats. We'll keep them updated. And of course, 3 to 4 articles a week, like topics like this, like hitting 3 quarterbacks in that round 8 to round 13. It just feels good because it lets you build like a really strong, like starting running back receiver flex. And then, me, I typically wait on tight end, and then you can still hit quarterback strong. So I know you really like those type of builds too, right, Steve?
Yeah, because like you said rounds 8 through 13. If you just wait to round 9, and not take a tight end, you could have 4 running backs and 5 receivers, or 3 and 6, depending on how much you invested in those positions, and then just hit a couple quarterbacks, get some late tight ends. Maybe mix a tight end in that middle also, like a Colson Loveland or Tucker Kraft or somebody like that. But no, those teams look really, really strong. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, let's say hi to people in chat. We've got Hartman, GM. We got the Disbanded Brotherhood Dot. Of course, Stephen WC, who just was talking about the article he read, which I appreciate that you already read that. That's awesome. We got Greenden in here. Hey, good to see you. Fantasy Football Garage, as I mentioned, I was just on Sean Mitchell's show. Check that out. Extend the Drive. And then I'll be on with the Candyman, Chris the Candyman, on Fantasy Football Garage at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So check out that. We got Ben Smith in here, LFG, and we're going to draft with y'all. That sounds perfect. And we got our guy, Jamie. Always love to see Jamie in here. So good to see people here in chat. We appreciate you. We are going to be jumping into a 20-second puppy. Hit that like button. If we get 25 likes, we'll do a second 20-second puppy, because I just need to have a hard stop at 9:30, but I think we can rip 2 20-second puppies. Do you think, Steve?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to pull it up on my phone because I always feel safer entering on my phone. So for Ben or anybody else that wants to join us, it's going to be a 20-second puppy, the 20-second puppy. So let me go to that, and I will let you know when I'm hopping in. Okay, so I'll count it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. enter 20-second puppy, 10 more to start. So if you want to join us, there's plenty of room. 10 more to start, now 9 in the 20-second puppy. So we're going to have to make fast decisions here, Steve. We can do it. I believe in us.
Yep.
All right, let me bring over the draft or the underdog screen here, and then get this all situated for us. All right, so I'm finishing up a marathon right now. I just actually made a couple break on my break in between the last show and this show. I just made a couple picks. So, we're starting. Okay, that felt quick.
This is the thing, like now, especially with New York and just people seeing that it's getting close, I think people are really putting down the action with the schedule out and all that kind of stuff. So, they're moving quick. Like, you said, is it 80%? It might be 80% by the end of the night,
Yeah.
It's just moving that fast. So,
let me say hi to our guy, Chad Candles. Always good to see him. GM, put the kid to bed, or I'd love to be in the room.
This could be a bedtime story.
Yeah, best ball bedtime story. I mean, isn't that perfect? No, good to see you, Chad. I love it. Chad was on with Friends of Best Ball last Friday. And tomorrow, Friends of Best Ball every Friday, I have PPR Tyler on at 6 p.m. Eastern. So Hartman says, got the Fanspeak rankings loaded in. Time to cook. I love it, Hartman. I saw you subscribe. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's cook. I love it. Okay, I'll leave it here, Steve. We are, excuse me, at the 6th spot. So let's see where we got King. We got our guy Frank, King of Kings at the 3 spot. We are 6. Let's see. We got Paul, Legion 13 at the 8. Chiato Fantasy at the 10. Hartman is at the 11. And I think that's it. If I missed you, please let me know. Ben, what is your handle? Now that I'm so bad with names. Sean just told me your handle, and now now I need to remember. So let me know if you're in here. What's up, Watson? That's it. Ben is what's up. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Ben is what's up, Watson. So he's at the 2 spot. So yeah, we're at the 2, the 3, the 6, 8, 10, and 11. So pretty full room here. Always a fun. We appreciate you. Join us on stream. Join us in chat. Join us in the draft. This is going to be a fun one. Steve at the 6th spot. At top of the board, I was just going to say Jefferson, but Gibbs, Genty, Neighbors, Nico, based on my rankings.
Gibbs. Yeah.
What's going on there? Okay, got to make sure my cue's working and everything. Okay, let me go over to the big screen here. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're getting Gibbs to fall to 6, I mean, he was top of my rankings too. That feels nice. So no surprises so far.
Also, just one thing I want to point about Gibbs, like, I know there's the debate, like how much more does he take from David Montgomery, et cetera, et cetera. One thing to keep in mind is when David through 14 weeks last year, because David Montgomery got hurt early in week 15, Gibbs was RB4 and David Montgomery was RB10 or 11. So like it's still, he's going as where he was last year, even with Monty getting all the work that he was doing. So
yeah,
I know Ben Johnson's, changed there, but I think their offensive line is still going to be very strong. I think this offense is still going to be one of the top 5 in the league. So I am all good with any Detroit player.
Yeah, absolutely. We got CBK. He was in the draft with Sean and I in the prior show with, again, Extend the Drive, the show I was just on. Drafted a really fun team with Sean. He said CBK was in that draft. He said, I would love to draft y'all, but the puppy is maxed. So he maxed the puppy. Love it. Mike Robb, this is a good one. When he used the rankings, Scatterboo as a second round pick. Is this a glitch? I assumed he'd be no later than the 111. Hysterical. We'll get to this question after, but Herzig's contest. I know a lot of people have been talking about that. It's fun, fun to talk about in the Twitter streets and on the show. So we'll get to that after we make this next pick here. But good to see you, Paul, and see you in the draft too. So love to see it. Okay. So we are going to be back up at 19 and then, 19. Yeah, we're right in the middle. 19 and 30. Top of the board, we've got quite a fall for Henry. Okay. Yeah. Henry fell to 19 unless
Yeah,
you wanted to go Higgins
no,
or JT.
let's do Henry. I think Henry is such a value there. I mean, just raw points per game, whatever stat you want to use last year, he was a top 6 player. And this Ravens offense is going to be great again. So, I know he's older, but as long as he stays healthy, and he's been pretty healthy except for that 1 year, like 3-4 years ago. So yeah, I'm all good with Derrick Henry in mid-second round.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Okay, let's talk about this super quick, Steve, on kind of in between. We're going to talk quickly before we get to our next pick. Yes, I'm sure most of you, if you're a diehard best ball player, you know about Justin Herzig's contest. I think it's fancybestball.com or something like that. You basically make a DFS lineup of your favorite best ball players who are maxing the BBM. So this is specifically for those maxing the BBM. I do not. Actually, I'm not going to be doing much BBM this year, only the few that you see on stream, and maybe I'll leave myself like 1 or 2 a month just to have a little fun. So it's going to be Friends of Best Ball Fridays. I'll always do a BBM. Steve and I will mix in a couple of BBMs throughout the year, and I'll give myself 1 or 2 a month, but I'm going to be doing a ton of marathon. That's why my marathon rankings are going to be coming out tomorrow or Saturday at the latest. So I'm super excited about that contest, and then we'll finish up that conversation and get your thoughts on it in a minute. We are on the clock, Steve, at 30, top of the board, JSN, Rice, Devontae. I mean, we don't take much Rice, but this, I mean, he fell a little bit, only 10 seconds.
Any of those 3. So whatever you wish the most.
So Devontae, JSN, Rice.
Adams is my favorite.
Yeah, I thought Adams is both of our favorites. So I kind of faked it out and acted like I was just being slow. No, so no, I personally am going to probably only do like 30 to 40 BBM, but I'm going to do a ton of marathon and a lot of sprint too. So I'm way more in the marathon sprint than the BBM streets. And I'm going to be doing anything like 101 and below, the single entry, the 3 max, the 5 max, the 10, 20, all those good dog breeds that they bring out. I'll be doing most of those. That's how I love those great advanced rate contests. The Bulldog, which I made the finals, was 2 of 10 to make the finals. Loved it. That was awesome. I like those great advanced rate contests. So Steve, I don't know if you've decided yet if you're maxing the BBM. Have you leaned one way or another? I know you like to get a lot of volume. You like those good advanced rates. You also like the marathon and sprint a little more as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I last year, I think I did 57 BBMs. I'll do more this year, but I don't think I'm maxing unless I have some big like DFS hit or something in between now and then.
Right.
There's always the chance that I end up more. I don't know when you'd have to decide to
put for his contest. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I love his idea, love fun contest. But yeah, I'm way more likely to max or come close to maxing things like the marathon and sprint, just because I think there's better ROI and just some advantages there.
Yeah. Same as well, but yeah, very fun contest, and the pricing was fun to see and all that good stuff. So but Paul, I have to see, were you in there? If so, I'll play you. I'll have to look up your name on there. I took a quick look at it. I appreciate that. Best Ball on Call here for the like. We appreciate that. Okay. Oh shit, we're on the clock. I'm just going to click something because I don't think.
Yeah, go JMO. I like the team correlation.
Okay, I'm having okay. I was having a queuing issue, but yes, I like the team core. That's what. So let's be careful. We'll pump the brakes on week 8 buys for at least the next few quarterback or receivers. 3 or 4. Yeah, I mean week 8's tough, I mean, but yeah, we start 2-2. Gibbs, Henry, major fall there. Devontae Adams, Jameson Williams. That start feels fun to me. If we can, Steve, we don't have to force it by any means, but if we can, let's try to maybe do what we talked about in the article, and maybe try to hit like 3 quarterbacks in that 8 through 13 range, which is a big range. It's like pick 80 some to 160 some, but there are 20 quarterbacks go in that range, and they're all starters that have basically no bench risk either. So that's what I love about it too.
No, I agree. And especially particularly right now when we have so many teams where there's just a lot of unknowns, whether who's going to be starting or for how many games, like the Colts, like the Giants. We still have no idea of the Steelers starter. We still have no idea of the Saints starter. I mean, we have educated guesses for sure. I'm taking them some, but it's just there's much more risk involved with those types of guys right now.
Right. All right, I'm going to go over here in a minute. Paul says July 31st is the cutoff. I'm guessing to submit if you want to be and to me, I don't know. I think you can submit your lineup. You'd have more time. Okay, I queued up Metcalf because he was falling. Hubbard just went. Top of the boards, Cortland Sutton. Nope, he just went. I just queued up Kittle. I know sometimes we talk about like waiting on tight end too. Usually I am a late round tight end girl. But Kittle is my one that I want to be well over the field on because
Kittle, of all the tight ends that go, in the top 100 picks, I think he'll probably be the one I'm the highest on because I think he's the most mispriced. He should be essentially right with Brock and McBride, but you get him a couple rounds later. And I think there's a big gap between him and Laporta and Hawkinson, even Andrews and Johnson.
Yeah, same. And that sets us up. We already have a couple quarterbacks in that like quarterback pocket. Again, check out the article on Substack. Hitting three quarterbacks again gives you multiple outs and this can be very powerful in the best ball playoffs to have three stacks. Obviously, does to do a little protection against injury. I looked up, Steve, in 2024, 14 quarterbacks started all 17 games. In 2023, only 9 did. In 2022, only 10 did. So definitely, ran a little way more pure with, injury health overall last year. And then if you even go back to 15 games or 16 games, like it was an overall very healthy year for quarterbacks. And so it's your little protection there, powerful in the playoffs. But that's why I like getting 3. Yeah, I'm going to have access to the elite quarterbacks. I'm going to have access to some of those late round flyer quarterbacks like a Daniel Jones or Jackson Dart or something like that. But I want a lot of the 3 in this 8 through 13 range. So yeah, check out that article on our Substack, link in the description. And we'll be up in 4 picks, round 6, pick 67. So we have 0221 started here. And I'll bring this over just so we can start looking at the players. All right. So I've got Rome. We got Rome, Chris Godwin, Juwan Jennings. If we want to continue to build out the 49ers stack, Debo is, intriguing around that price. And then, I don't think we're going to go David Montgomery on this one, but I do like bringing up Caleb Johnson. So those would be the 3 I'd take. What do you want to do?
Let's do Juwan.
Yeah, let's double stack or look to double stack the 49ers. Don't know if we'll pull it off, but
just love their schedule, their playoff schedule, their schedule in general.
Totally agree.
All
right, so 20-second clock. We're a third of the way through the draft. Started 0, 2, 3, 1. So
I was kind of hoping Rome would come back there because there would be that week 17 correlation with Kittle and Rome. DJ Moore, I think there's some questions about Luther Burden, obviously this soft tissue injury, but I'm not too worried about this early in the offseason. But Rome Dunze, if you watch Josh and Hayden's show, he had a lot of underlying things that they liked for a second-year breakout. And I think that does make sense. I mean, he was a top 10 pick for a reason. Big vertical outside receiver, can just do a lot. I think with a good offensive coordinator or mind like Ben Johnson, I'm excited to see what Rome could do in year 2.
Yeah, let me bring this over. So we are 3 picks away. Caleb Johnson goes to our guy, Ben. Good pick, because I was going to definitely ask to take him. Now, in a situation like this, would you ever get weird starting double anchor and then take a falling David Montgomery? I'm saying usually
no, I would definitely take Pollard over.
But I have David Montgomery ranked higher. I like David Montgomery better, but obviously on a Gibbs team, okay, he makes the decision for us. Yeah. And Diggs just went too. Before we make our pick, any other receivers here?
I would take Pollard. I like getting a good third running back here. Has a different bye week, so also we're just covered in that department. We haven't touched a quarterback yet, and I think we're going to start hitting a couple, but I just really like our running back room, very strong. Yes, we only have 3 wide receivers, but I think it's pretty strong to start. And, just gives us a lot. And with Kittle, we could only go 2 tight ends and maybe add an extra receiver. So
yeah, agreed. All right. Paul says, yes, plan on maxing and will add myself to the player pool, Legion 13. Of course, yeah, your handle. Last year was my first year maxing, I assume BBM, and he got to the finals, which is awesome. Congrats on that. That is
finished pretty high, Paul.
Yeah, let's know you're finished. But to make the BBM finals is very, very hard. Yeah. And so congrats on that. That's awesome. We will look to pick you as our sleeper pick in the best ball fantasy. We got Who Hames in chat. Sup fam, lurk mode engaged. If you missed it, let me put this back up. Check out Who Hames. We had Sean Mitchell, who I was on his show earlier, versus Who Hames Best Ball Jeopardy. Check it out on Fanspeak Network, the show from last night. Bruni's our Alex Trebek. Best Ball Jeopardy is so much fun. Who Hames was amazing, just like cleaned up the board and won last night. So great job, Who Hames. He'll be moving on next round. We are doing like basically a Best Ball Jeopardy tournament style. We're figuring out like the buys that we're going to have like a loser bracket, seating, all this stuff. Steve will eventually be in it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a full tournament. There's going to end up being like probably 3 Best Ball Jeopardies a month on Wednesdays. So going to be fun. And yeah, congrats to Who Hames for moving on to the next round.
Yeah, that was a fun game last night.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. Okay. So, all right, let me bring this over. So couple, with loading up on running backs, we could attack receiver in this area. Burden, and now I know Burden is and maybe he'd fall farther, but is dealing with a soft tissue injury. It's early. I don't know how you feel about that. Downs does go.
Take Burden.
You still want to take him around ADP?
Yeah. I mean, soft tissue, if it was like a knee tweak or something like that, but if it's a hamstring, he has so much time to get that right before the season or.
Yeah, I mean, I know soft tissues can linger, but we're in May, so.
Yeah, they linger because guys can't shut down during the season. You know, they may take a couple of days off, but then he start practicing to stay in shape. Like he could take 2 weeks off to get his hamstring just totally right.
Yeah. Yep. That also opens up another potential stack. Obviously. Wait, no, I believe he's there. Caleb's there. So. Yeah.
And it just correlates for that week 17. And, again, we use that as a tiebreaker, and that's the tiebreaker right there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No. So we start 0, 3, 4, 1. So we are that was our 8th round pick. This is our 9th round pick coming up. So if we were able to accomplish what I talked about, discuss the article I wrote today about 3 in the 8 through 13 window, I don't know if it's going to work out to double attack the 2 particular quarterbacks that do correlate to our team. Actually, there's multiple if you include Gibbs. You've got obviously Caleb, Brock, Goff, all in that range. Mm-hmm. I'd say we take 1 here and then we, consider potentially double tapping that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Paul said he finished in the 400s. Oddly enough, there was another team.
Okay, that must have been it. Yeah.
Okay. So we're up in 2, Steve. So do we take Caleb first and then hope because we have 2 49ers that Brock falls to us?
Yeah,
obviously there's multiple other 49ers, stacks that could take Purdy, but
yeah, and this is the benefit of being in the middle. Like Brock would not fall all the way back, but he could maybe fall to the middle, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. I'm fine either way, but yeah, the potential to get both Caleb and Brock would be fun.
Oh, Paul has a similar story to me, so this is interesting. So Paul says my highest finish was BBM 2, around 250, when I was new to best ball and only entered 4 teams. Again, congrats again. That's awesome and amazing. I had a similar situation. It was BBM 3 for me. And I only entered like 50 total best ball teams that year in 22. That was 2022 BBM 3. I think I entered a total like 50 teams. And was it like, I don't know if I've told you this before. Was it 7 or 9? I think.
I want to say 9.
Yeah, it was 9 BBM entries, and I had one make it to the finals. So it was super fun. It was an amazing sweat. It broke my heart because Justin Jefferson got 1 catch, and obviously he was my first round pick. So that was brutal.
And Carson Wentz refused to throw to your Washington double stack.
Yeah, I had a Washington double stack with Carson Wentz. He had obviously got hurt, benched, and then came back for end of week 16, week 17. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is all meant to be. It was not. Let me tell you.
It was awful.
It was so bad. Okay, damn it. Purdy goes. I was really hoping with our double stack that he'd come back to us. So Purdy does.
That's why the other reason I said it is Goff is perfect at ADP for us.
I queued up Loveland too, obviously, for stack with Caleb. So which way do you want to go there?
I mean, the Amon-Ra team, we could maybe try and push Goff. Let's try Loveland. We have other outs.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at this. So 1, 3. Okay, we're done at tight end because I just realized we got Kittle. So luckily not the same bye week because I wasn't paying attention. So we started 1, 3, 4, 2. As you can see, the hovering is Best Ball Overlay. Use code Fanspeak. Go to bestballoverlay.com. Code Fanspeak. $10 off a month for just $30 a month. You can see your exposures. As you can see your stacks. That's why it's highlighted. Caleb and then Burden and Loveland are highlighted. And then it shows you your bring backs for the playoffs and everything. So 1, 3, 4, 2. Caleb, Gibbs. Which do they play in the playoffs? No. Gibbs, Henry, Pollard, and then Devontae Adams, Jameson Williams, Jawan Jennings, Luther Burden, George Kittle, Loveland. So we're definitely done at, tight end. And then we could draft like 8 receivers then, I think. So we're 7 picks away. If Goff gets taken by the Amon-Ra drafter or just in general, which way let's just leave it up here and talk it through. Which way did you want to go? So, I think, since we only have 4 receivers, if you want to look at like a Besh or Hollywood, I'm Christian Kirk. I don't feel that great about since such a crowded room. But I don't know. With other thoughts on this?
No, I'd probably look at receiver and those, and even Kirk is a ultimate fallback.
We might not. Well, hopefully we get, if we're doing 8 receivers, hopefully we can just get Goff here. Again, because we have Gibbs.
Us having JMO and Gibbs.
Yeah, sorry, we have Gibbs and JMO.
The team's behind us. I can't remember who it was. So that's why I thought we could maybe push him.
Oh, Chiado has him, but he had drafted Lamar. So, and you're right, he's behind us. So, all right, so hopefully we need to just get through 2 more here. This team has 2 quarterbacks. This team has 1. We'll see, what do they have? Bo Nix. No, and they took Goff. Son of a bitch. Okay. Do you want to double tap and do like a Drake May that can you backstack or?
Let's do Besh. I think we need some wide receiver help.
All right.
And that opens up Geno as our 3rd quarterback.
We need a 2nd now.
I know, but we still have options there. And I think we're going to look in these next 2 rounds for at least a 2nd.
Ben, who did you take? I don't mean to do it, but I have way too many week 9 buys. I messed up, LOL. Let's check out Ben's team. So Ben, what's up, Watson? Barkley, Jacobs, Garrett Wilson, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts, Jerry Jeudy, Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson, Trey Harris, Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert. That's a nice team. Hollywood Brown. I like this team a lot.
That's a good team. But he's got Baker and Hurts had the same buy. That's why he took the 3rd quarterback probably as early as he did. But it's good. I mean, you won't have many points that week, but Herbert can cover.
Right.
But no, that team's going to be dangerous for sure. With the Saquon to start and then Caleb Johnson and really.
Yeah, that's a strong team. All right, so we are going to be back around definitely. Trying to think here. 1, 3, 5, 2. So trying to see our stacks. Obviously didn't get the Goff stack. So I'm trying to see the team that took Goff. I don't believe they had. Well, they have week 17 correlation. They have Jefferson, so maybe it was a week 17 thing on the fall. Oh, they did have Laporta. We didn't check Laporta.
And they have Montgomery.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're right. They have Laporta and Montgomery and then Jefferson. So yeah. Oh, geez. Oh boy. I'm just panic picking. We have 6 seconds. Sorry.
Awesome. This is great. Great content.
Yeah. I mean, we love Trevor Lawrence. Let's backstack him.
Okay. Real easy to do when we're not doing the third tight end.
Whoops.
It's all good. It's all good.
20-second clocks get you sometimes. Oh shit. Yeah, I hate these options.
De'Ami Brown, welcome to the team.
Yeah. No, hopefully not next.
No, do not keep him in queue. We're not taking De'Ami Brown. The 14th round.
I mean,
if we get a naked Trevor Lawrence, we will live with a naked Trevor Lawrence.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, Hartman, those 20-second clocks will get you. That is an LOL. They will get you. They will get you. I mean, it just like I looked up and I was like, we're on the clock. And by the time I clicked over and looked to click, all I saw was Lawrence. And you know me, I'm obsessed with getting, solid quarterbacks. So I was like, I don't know. There could have been other good ones there, but okay. So let's talk this through here. So we're going to be up again at 150.
Mm-hmm.
So 150 and 163. So big jump there. 150, 163. Let's see if we can correlate Lawrence in other ways. So, so Denver in Indy. Do we have any Denver Indy? Not yet. Not yet.
Not.
But we could.
I don't know who their week 15 one is because it's only showing 16 and 17.
Yeah. All right. If you want, okay. So we're up at. Let me sort by ADP. I'll cue Rachaad White. I mean, yeah, I think Bigsby should fall farther, probably given the crowded running back room, unless you did think that was a correlation you liked. I'd queued up White, Garendo. Obviously, Garendo, goes with our 49ers correlation. Rachaad White we just like because he's got standalone value in addition to contingent value. Receivers, we did get Besh as I 5th, right? Yeah. I mean, this isn't the range of receivers I like, and we're not taking. So do you want to just take our 4th running back here and take White?
Yeah, I would do White.
Because our bye weeks are 8, 7, 10. So right now we don't have any overlap. This is 9. So that's really nice,
Yeah, no, I agree. Like Bigsby, I just don't know what to do with this Jags backfield.
I know.
Low ETN. Right now, I'm not taking a lot of Bigsby.
I mean, to Hartman's point, this might be the team where we should have, because it's like you say team correlation. Maybe it just, I don't know. Maybe they trade one. Maybe, maybe Tootin is in the doghouse because he keeps having fumble-itis. I mean, like, right, we're not going to overreact to that, but like on this team, that would have been maybe a story to tell and do that. Because no, I really don't draft much. I've started drafting Tootin before the fumble thing, and now I need to let him fall a little bit because he's falling because of the whole coach speak. But I really haven't drafted much, and I am scared that. I mean, obviously, especially with Liam Cohen, I am scared about not drafting them much.
Well, the one thing that worries me about Bigsby, one in terms of like a correlation, is he's got no passing volume, like ability, and we saw that last year. Games where either ETN missed or they went down big, and Bigsby just was game scripted out of the game. They play like Dearness Johnson or whatever. And Liam Cohen, I think, wants his backs to be able to catch the ball. So I just really worry about how Cohen's going to view Bigsby.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Okay, so we're up at 163, 2, 4, 5, 2. So probably one more quarterback, one more running back, 3 more receivers. So the question is, do we want to get Geno here, or do we want to try to push it?
I would take Geno.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Because honestly, if Pierce fell back to us. Yeah. Oh, nope. Geno goes. Okay. Good pick by Paul. He probably is. I'm guessing he has Bowers. Okay. Do you want to go? I queued up a couple receivers that we both like, and the Colts obviously correlate to Jacksonville.
I can't see the board.
Oopsies. Thielen and Pierce.
Do Pierce. Yeah, do Pierce.
Okay. All right. So we get Alec Pierce, and let's see here. I like Paul's quarterbacks, Drake May, Gino, and he had Dark Bowers, so that makes total sense. Yeah. That was a good pick. Okay, so 170. We'll be back up at 174 and 180. 174 and 187. So we did not accomplish our 3 in the window, but that's okay. We'll still tack on a third quarterback. But the whole 3 in the window, it kind of ends with this whole Geno Smith, Cam Ward range, Bryce Young range. So Bryce Young fell in this one. Hey, and we did get some Indy correlation on this one, so that was at least fun for our whoopsie daisy pick of Lawrence, but at least we have 2 solid. We can tack a third one on later. So yeah, we're only 4 picks away. I'll go back to the board here and talk this through. So 2, 4, 6, 2. So balanced, but we've made it. I've made a couple errors. Caleb, Trevor Lawrence, Gibbs, Henry, Pollard, Rashad White, Devontae Adams, Jameson Williams, Juwan Jennings, Luther Burden, Jack Besh, Alec Pierce, Kittle, and Loveland. So definitely done at tight end for sure. Already have some week 17 correlation going on. So like that. So what are you thinking at 174 here, Steve?
Oh, I was going to say Pat Bryant, but Best Ball Joe just took him. So, because that would correlate some with the Jacksonville pick as well.
We're on the clock. Think quick. Is there any backstack? No, we could wait on.
Let's go Braylon Allen.
And just be done there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice fall too on that. So
we only have 2 week 9, but so it's
we have Allen, week 8, 7, 10, and 2 week 9. That's fine. And it was our last 2. So we're done at tight end, we're done at quarterback, running back, and we tack on some more receivers, probably one more. Quarterback, let's say hi. Paul says, oops, McMillan was an auto. Chad Candle, it's good to see you. Always good to see Chad Candle's in the chat. I love the team so far. Or we talked, he was the one who was going to read Best Ball Bedtime Story. Love the team so far. Thank you. We've made a couple of mistakes, but and I saw, Steve, that you drafted with Chad's morning stream, which check out. Chad does morning streams most mornings, I believe like 8, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there, Eastern. And I saw you jumped in his stream. That was fun. Good old Spread, our guy Spread, who does DraftKings drafts every Tuesday with Tyler. Good to see you, Spread. Okay, Steve. So we have, let's see, 3 more picks, 187, 198 to 11. So I don't know if there's any, well, I guess we should talk about if Darnold falls, would you just do like him and MVS?
Yeah. I mean, you could.
So he has the same buy as Lawrence. Is that like, I do it. I don't love it, but I do it.
I do it just because right now because even if we did Aaron Rodgers, he would have the same buy if he signs with the Steelers as Caleb Williams. Yeah. Then the other options are, yes, we could take
Daniel Jones. We have done that. Those would be the 2 options basically as far as the third quarterback. So, and obviously, you're not a lot of falling value, but you're getting a little falling value on Darnold. I mean, I have him ranked way higher than his ADP. I think we talked about on the show I was on with Sean. You want to go for it, or let's just double check running back and receiver. Is there anything at running back or receiver you feel like we're missing out on?
Nothing overly jumping out.
Okay. So we'll go Darnold.
Yeah, I commented in on the show that you're on with Sean, and it's like, people really are worried about Darnold, and I know they brought back Drew Lock. They have Jalen Milroe. If Darnold really struggles or gets injured, it's actually going to be Drew Lock, not Milroe, who's going to probably start. Milroe's like the last couple games of the year, if anything. And to me, that only occurs. You need 2 things to happen. You need both Darnold and the Seahawks to be bad. Even if Darnold's like below average, but Seahawks are in contention. This was a 10-win team last year. I don't think they're benching Darnold for, a rookie who is just very raw. That would be my take. This is not like a Michael Penix situation, who is in college for almost as much as long as Tyler Shock, and just a ton of experience and just ready to go, ready to rip it. And of course, the Falcons were kind of out of playoff contention. Like Seattle, I just think they are going to be a better offense this year. Their offensive line should be healthier and deeper. Yes, they're replacing DK Metcalf and Lockett, but they did get Kupp. I think Arroyo is going to be an upgrade at tight end, and MVS and Horton can help in the receiver room as well.
All right. So question is, what do we do here? We're just tacking on 2 more receivers, essentially. What are your thoughts? Do we do MVS now to secure the stack? It's not like any of these other receivers are knocking my socks off, because Slayton was the one I was had queued up, and he was gone. So, and then obviously I queued up Diami Brown. He was gone. I'm not heartbroken over that. Calvin Austin.
MVS here. There's some guys I like, but nobody.
All right. So we have that stack done. We have 3 quarterbacks all stacked. 5 running backs we feel really good about. 7 receivers we're going to tack 1 more on, and then Kittle and Loveland. I like that. So let's, I can read them too. I'll go to this screen, and then, so receivers, Steve, in order by ADP, not my rankings, but by ADP: Lockett, Royals, Calvin Austin, Tutu Atwell, Tesla, Adonai Mitchell, Wicks, Ray McLeod, Roman Wilson, Mari Cooper, Mike Williams, Torrey Horton, NWI, Trey Tucker. I mean, nothing. They all. Yeah, I mean, you know where I stand. I think one of the Pittsburgh receivers actually adds the most value here, and I think Roman Wilson has more upside than Calvin Austin. That's probably where I would go if I was doing this by myself. But what are your thoughts? Oh yeah, by the way, I just have to say CBK was in the draft with Sean and I, and he heard me sell MVS as our last pick, and now we take him in round 17. So he says Meg is fully MVS filled. I am.
Well, I'm the one that got you there.
I was gonna say, blame this guy, blame my brother. He was like, okay, give the spiel about the Clint Kubiak. Go ahead.
Kubiak was the Saints, offense coordinator last year. MVS came in after Shaheed got hurt, filled that same role, deep threat. Both Shaheed and MVS crushed there. MVS also did that partially with Spencer Rattler, and I also think Sam Darnold's one of the better deep ball throwers in the league. So, let's do Roman.
Yeah, I like that. All right. What did we end up with bye weeks? I don't even know as far as, so we had 8, 8, 14, 5, 8, 11, 8, 5. So 8's going to be rough. We only have 1,
before
2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. And
good news is we only have 1 running back on bye then.
Yeah. I mean, we build for the running back to hit the flex anyways, but woof. That's getting 3 receivers in week 8 is going to be not cute. We're going to really need John Jennings, Luther Burden, Alec Pierce, and Roman Wilson to do their thing.
But it's also with having 2 tight ends that don't have that bye, are we going to be shocked if Loveland is a flex play that week? No, it's definitely possible.
All right. Chad says, appreciate the shout. Yeah, you guys got to check out the morning streams. He's got the morning streams covered while you're at work. I love it. Mike Crop says, I'm about to make my own stream for a week so I can get a Steve drafted team in my portfolio. Well, Steve, you might be starting to do your own shows. Maybe you'll just have to bring Mike Rob on,
Yeah.
CBK agrees with you on the MVS, the Clint Kubiak connection. Good to see you on real time. NWI is Thad approved. I love to see it.
Yeah, that would have been one that I would have done. Nick Westbrook-Akeen, look, he just finds a way to do it. And I think he ends up being the Dolphins' number 3 receiver.
All right, what did we end up on likes? Let's check it out here. What did we end up on likes? Did we make it? We did 27 likes. We're doing another puppy. So I unfortunately do have to get ready for a 9:30 show. So unfortunately, we're not going to have time to review the teams. So we're just going to get ready to jump into another one. So I will count it down, but we sincerely appreciate Ben. Okay, well, I got to catch up with Chad here really quick. That says, I'd rather get hit with the Hulk smash than not draft NWI. I love it. FK Coolers, I know you're both big Scatabo fans, but how do you think the Giants handle these two running backs? I can't see Tracy getting phased out completely. I'll answer quickly, and then your thoughts. No, I don't think phased out completely. I just think Scatabo is the higher draft capital. He's got the swagger. He can do it all. He can in the running game, can't tackle him. In the passing game, no. I think he's going to be the 1A, but I do think Tracy will still have a role. What's your thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, generally the same. I think look at Naj and Warren. I think that's what you're kind of looking at. And similar to Najee Harris, his first year was a good pass receiving back. Obviously, Warren started taking more of that role. So Scatabo will catch some balls, but I think because Tracy's there, Tracy will have a good amount of that role. But the other thing with Scatabo is he should have all the short yardage stuff. It's not going to be Tyron Tracy inside the 5-yard line, So
when Tyron Tracy had some fumble issues,
and including at least one or two that I remember inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
So I do think that becomes a factor. And no, I don't think Tracy's phased out. I think he's a good number 2 option. The thing that holds us back is, of course, the Giants were like second last in total points last year, and I expect an improvement. It's not like we're talking about even a mid-tier offense. At best, they're mid-tier.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good question. It's totally a fair question. Yeah. We are Scatabo truthers. We think he's going to be the 1A, but it's definitely a fair question. Okay. We don't have time to review the teams, but we appreciate everybody that joined us, and we're doing another puppy in just 1 minute. Let me get to the chat really quick. We do appreciate everybody joining us in chat. We got Frank was in the draft with us. Let's see. Paul was in the draft with us. And then Hartman was in the draft with us, and our guy, Ben was in the draft with us. So we appreciate all you guys. We'll be doing another one in a minute. We got Best Ball Guy in here. I believe you're going live shortly too. So always check out the Best Ball Guy drafting daily and his streams. So thank you for joining us and hitting the like. We appreciate it.
I'll be on with the Best Ball Guy this Sunday.
That's right. That's right. Every Sunday he has a BBM drafter, and you're the Sunday drafter. That's right.
Yeah. So not sure what time that is. Maybe if he's still here, he could drop the time. But yeah, we'll be drafting on Sunday and looking forward to it.
I can't wait to watch that. Meg doing that marathon slow for research purposes. Yes, I am. I'm doing lots of I've done a couple slows, couple fast, but yes, I'm in the research streets on the marathon. I'm gonna hopefully max that. I love it. Appreciate that. One real time dad says, y'all siblings for real. Love it. Love to see it. And then let me answer this question. CBK, going to be doing lots of these on Sibling Showdown Thursdays. Not today. I'll be on Fantasy Football Garage at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to rip another quick puppy. And sometimes those take longer to fill. So we're going to rip one more 20-second puppy. And then, but lots. And I mean lots of sprint and marathon and eliminator on Thursday's Sibling Showdown. So definitely check back for sure. Okay. Now it's time to get into that 20-second. We appreciate you all helping us hit that like goal. If you're coming in, continue to hit that like. We appreciate it. Make sure you're subbed and bell on if you haven't subbed already. Okay, let's go here. I will count it down. If you want to do another 20-second puppy with us, I am getting in a 20-second puppy in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. And just 4 more. So 4 more to start. If you want to join us in a 20-second puppy, room for a few more. Let me bring it up. The slow marathon is 22 picks away, and we'll bring up the puppy, which is already starting. You love to see it. Let me just copy this over here.
Nice. Got a few people back in.
Yeah, always good to see that. Let me bring up the board here. And
also like Sus is in it. Sus Edwards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome to see. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So Sus Edwards at the 1. Okay. Yeah. Ben is at the 3. What's up, Watson? Ben at the 3. Let's see. Chiato at the 9. And we are at 11. So, yeah. Good to see some back in with us. Let's go. Another 20-second BBM. Puppy. Whoa, not BBM, 22nd Puppy. And then I will be heading over to Fantasy Football Garage at 9:30. But yeah, Steve, I'm really looking forward to doing a lot of the other types of drafts on here with you.
Yeah, no, and we particularly sprint and marathon, eliminator as well, but sprint and marathon I think they really reward you for good drafting and good strong overall teams. So yeah, I think we both want to explore that more. We've had some success in those kind of areas before.
Because you finished what in the drafters, which obviously Full Point PPR and drafters is a great site too. You will be having drafters rankings up on the Fantasy or our Fanspeak Best Ball subscription. Again, check that out. Link in the description. Just $34.99 a year. You'll have drafters rankings up probably early next month. What did you finish in the drafters early contest last year? 8th?
In the 7th, yeah.
7th, okay. Yeah, so 7th, Al Boogie was right behind you. So Al Boogie subscribed to the
point between us.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was so close. Yeah, that's right. He messaged both Steve and I after he subbed and said, I have to beat Steve now. Okay, Steve, we're coming up. This is a range where I don't mind pulling up like a McCaffrey but if you want to go receipt, because I think sometimes, but there's a major fall in Genty too. So I don't mind doing that because then one of these receivers should fall that we like too.
Yeah, I would take either running back. I mean, I think if Genty falls, I'd take him.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy value. That he's, this is where he went in big board season, but he's typically going, 6 to 8 in this season. So let's see what he does. Okay, he takes Genty. Do you want to go McCaffrey and then we'll just take one of the receivers we like?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Exactly.
I've been pulling. I don't mind at the turn here. It's kind of like, so we're either going to get one of Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas Jr. or Drake London, unless you wanted to go double anchor with Henry. But I think let's have fun and do this. Okay, so Amon-Ra goes, Bowers goes. So you want to go Thomas?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Okay, so that this puppy could fill in a few more weeks at this rate. Yeah, you were guessing like maybe late next week.
Yeah, I think probably by next Friday. By the time we do Sibling Showdown next week, it might be done.
Yeah,
it's really these last couple of days.
Oh no, I couldn't remember. I thought I hadn't made the pick. I had like a moment of panic. So yeah, Seth Edwards here. Yo, good to see you, and thank you for joining us in the draft. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be shocked by next Thursday, next Sibling Showdown if it's full. Weekly winners. I stink at weekly winners. I have not had success, but we can try it.
I will definitely be doing something.
Okay, Steve will do something. And we should get Spread on. Spread had a top like 20 finish or something really good. I mean,
I think like 13 or 14.
Yeah, you definitely had really Spread. If you're still in here, what did you finish that one big weekly winners week? So I'll have to learn from you guys because I have not. I've like barely broken even or just under, not broken even. But it's a fun thing. Yes, Hartman has the Best Ball subscription. We appreciate you, Hartman. And yes, drafters rankings will be coming too. This week again, likely tomorrow, Steve's Eliminator rankings. Likely by Saturday, mine marathon rankings. And then probably next will be sprint. And then early June will be DraftKings and drafters. Right, Steve?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So no, looking forward to it. I'm definitely, in a ton of drafters and DraftKings drafts right now. I do most of those slow. I do most drafts in total slow. I know I'm very much an outlier in that area.
You are a minority. Yeah.
But yeah, I have like 60 drafts going right now. So
you have 60 slows going on drafters?
Yeah, between their $20 and $2 tournament.
Speaking of drafters, Tyler, always good to see Emo Cowboy. Thank you for joining us. Fantasy Sanctuary does some drafters streams. I know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thad had a $2,500 week, single Lamar Jackson build and weekly winners. Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah. And you can do some fun stuff like that, like take only one quarterback because sure, that bye week, you're not going to win that week, but every other week.
FK Coolers is in,
there you go.
Is in line with you. Ben says unique start ? Let's check it out. Ben started Oh, we pulled up Neighbor. He flipped the board, do the flip the board. So yeah, Malik Neighbors, Josh Jacobs, Rasheed Rice. So yeah, you did the old flip the board thing. So yeah, unique for sure. I like it. All right, 35 and 38, Steve. The two elites are still there. And then Evans.
Do one of them.
Yeah, what did we start? Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, that's kind of fun with starting McCaffrey and Allen or Lamar. We've taken a lot of Lamar. I just looked at our drafts. Let's do Allen. I just looked at some of our drafts when I was trying to write the 3 quarterback article, and I was looking for examples, and I was like, oh wow, Steve and I have done a lot of either Allen, Lamar. I think we've done one Jaden. I can't remember if we did a Hurts, but okay. So next, Mike Evans, Breece Hall, Tet, DJ Moore, and then our guy Travis Hunter. If you wanted to go there, what are your thoughts? Up in 1, Tet goes, Hall goes.
Let's do Evans. I mean. I just
look a bit bye week. What bye week is he? 9. Okay, you're fine. You want to do Evans?
Yep.
Okay.
And just something I want to mention to Ben in Chad Candle's stream today. He did 2 drafts. The first one I didn't get in, but Huhames was in, and Huhames had the 2 or the 3. I think 3. And he pulled up. If Huhames in the chat, he can correct me. He pulled up Nico, and his team was still really strong, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, just shows like pulling up a guy to be unique, to flip the build. That doesn't, you're not losing a ton because there's definitely avenues where Neighbors just breaks out in year 2, particularly with better quarterback play this year. So.
No, for sure. I totally agree. And that's the whole, the term is, you hear people say on shows flipping the board, but Steve, I have to say, we definitely are in a minority here. It's good to see FK Coolers doing the slows as well. I mean, the faster, more fun. They're certainly, fun to do on stream with you guys or jump in other people's streams for sure. But the older I get, the slower my brain works. So it's exactly what he said. It's mapping it out.
But it's just to have volume. Like, I've been doing. Look, I've done like 3 fast puppies today, jumping in people's streams. But I have like 40 total slows on Underdog going right now. And it just, for me, that's how I'm going to get the volume.
Yeah, no, totally. And so I can't remember who I was listening to that said like, oh, slows are boring. And someone said, well, you got to do a lot of slows because then they're always coming up. And I wish I could remember who said that.
I know one of the first people who said it last year, and I agreed, I was doing it anyways, but Leone said that. He was like, I wake up in the morning, check what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Around lunchtime, I check again, then a few hours later, I check again, like it's not, you don't do it with every single notification you're up, I mean, you can if you're bored, but I would just wait, check it every couple of hours, and you'll have like 5 to 10 up.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So in this one, starting, elite quarterback on this one. So we didn't do either draft with kind of saying what I wrote about today, the 3 quarterbacks in the 8 through 13, but we came close because last time, what round did we draft our 3rd quarterback? Did we draft Arnold like the 15th? 15th
or 16th, yeah.
Yeah.
15th probably.
We'll be up in 7. Good to see Pat in chat with IO. Good to see you, Pat. I believe he was just on his stream too.
Yeah, so the streaming, yeah.
I was gonna say, you can just rotate through all the good streams. There's so many good ones to check out. But it's so good to see you, Pat, in here. FK Cooler says that's my schedule: a batch pick in the morning, wait till midday, batch pick before bed. Yeah, exactly. What Thad says, you're not playing Underdog right now if you're not maxing with the slows. You got a couple people, definitely.
There you
go. Okay, so we're up in 2. I'll bring this back over. So Allen, McCaffrey, Brian Thomas, Mike Evans, fall for Burrow, which I know that can be a sensitive topic sometimes, but and we have Allen, Harvey, Chuba, Jay. Well, let me go by ADP. So we're on the clock.
Harvey. Because we have McCaffrey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a different buy. So yeah, we're a good start.
Yeah, that's a nice start. What do you want to do at 62? A lot of good running backs still there.
I would probably What's receiver being
unless you
below,
want to do a gritty double elite and get Gesicki.
no, what's below Olave? I can't see.
Olave, Godwin, Jennings, Debo.
Yeah, we have Evans. I wouldn't do that. Do you want to take a third running back here? And
you don't want to double stack, do like Godwin, and I mean he's been falling too.
Yeah, that's the other, like, we're just not in a great like, those are not receivers I like to pull up, like Olave, Debo, or Godwin. I know it's only a couple spots, but they're just not my favorite to pull up.
I mean,
so yeah,
just to talk it through, we have 18 seconds. Godwin would be the one because we could get, but again, I'd
recommend Kamara because of the different bye weeks. So it's 3 different bye weeks for the 3 running backs.
I don't know if I'm going to get it in time. Okay, I think I did. All right, so
Godwin would have been the receiver I would have taken. It's just he's not a guy I love to. Even though it's like 2 picks ahead of ADP, it's not a guy I love to draft ahead of ADP. Just come back from an injury when we already have his other, running mate in Mike Evans. So just my kind of thought on it, but I get it. And like he would have for sure been the one.
Wait, say that again. Why wouldn't you draft Godwin with Evans?
I don't like. I know it's only a couple. In general, Godwin's not a guy like taking above ADP.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
Spots.
Okay. So it has nothing to do with Evans. It has to do with taking Godwin above ADP when he's coming up back.
Well, I think it's makes a little less sense when you already have invested in Evans. Like for him, you're trying to get the most ceiling outcome, which they both still could do. They were potentially on pace for that last year.
I agree with you. Godwin's just not one. I don't think it's the Evans or not Evans. To me, it's just he's not one you're going to pull up, basically. I mean, honestly, Evans would be the time I would do it because they're ping ponging and you're hoping he's totally fine by the end of the year. And it's like the Chase Higgins. Like if you had Chase Higgins and Burrow, obviously. Chase was all year, and then Higgins was insane on week 17. So I would honestly consider it in this, but I'm with you that I'm just not pulling up Godwin right now, period. And waiting because there hasn't been as positive of, isn't it kind of like they're, with the Mbuka pick, it's basically like that was protection if Godwin can't start the year and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it sounds like they're hopeful and he probably will, but I just think they will kind of go slow with him to start the year. So that's part of the reason. I just don't know if he pays off his ADP, and maybe he's just the week 17 hero or a playoff hero. But yeah.
So where are you hoping Godwin falls to for you? Just because I know you were taking him pre-draft before.
Yeah,
there was a low of fear with Mbuka and that kind of stuff.
Well, like I said, part of the issue is that's just a bad receiver range for me because Olave has his question marks, Debo has question marks, Judy has question marks. I kind of like Ricky Parasol, Jacoby Myers, and then the 2 Green Bay guys, Reed and Golden, better. But I'd still take Godwin above them. But if Godwin more like early 70s to me is like where I think you're getting value.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's right now his ADP is like 61 or 60. Okay, so early 70s is where you're more comfortable taking, basically. Okay. I will get to your question in a minute, Ben, right after we make these 2 picks. So we're up at 81. Whoa, 83 and 86. I've got another show to do after this, so I feel bad for Candyman. We went 1-3-2, so kind of unique. Got to catch up here and kind of feeling it too because this is gross.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
I mean, I would just get the correlation here, and then we can get another receiver with the next.
He went.
Well, that sucks.
All right, let's do Mooney. Let's do Mooney. We both like Mooney.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I can't see below Burden.
So it's Ayuk, Cup, Burden, Downs. I'm fine, honestly, with anybody but Ayuk. I mean, I talk about a guy that you want to fall. I barely take Cup, but if he falls, I'll take him. Because this is right at his ADP. We took Burden in the last one. I'm fine taking, honestly, any of these. On my ranks, I have Downs the highest.
Yeah, I'm fine going Downs. And Burden got taken anyway. So yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
No, I think Downs, particularly if we do think Daniel Jones gets the starting job, he was probably the receiver who benefited the most with Joe Flacco last year, and Flacco wasn't even that good. It was just he was considered a little better than Anthony Richardson. And I think if Downs wasn't injured last year, he would have be going higher than he is right now. So I like the value for Downs there.
All right, let me answer Ben's question because he's coming up. What would you call my build so far? I'm done at running back, by the way. Okay, so he went Neighbors, Jacobs, and then Rashee Rice, and then went James Cook, Mixon, Junkins, Caleb Johnson. Nobody loves running backs more than Steve and I probably in the industry and building so your running back hits the flex. So I don't mind it, but I would have probably stopped at 4 is what I would answer that. And I also would suggest wait on tight end. Do like a late round tight end build, like your last 3 picks, build out 3 good tight ends, because the way you catch up receiver is catching up at receiver, and kind of like we took 3 in the first 6, we might tack on 2 later or something like that, or maybe 1 in the true middle rounds and 1 late or something along those lines. But now we do know that we need to catch up at receiver. So you just took Trey Harris, love that pick. So now you have 3
strong draft. Neighbors, Rice, and Harris as your receivers. Those 5 running backs, you're counting on them in your flex.
Yeah, I would. I personally, he's back on the clock. I personally would have waited, either just gone 4 hyper fragile because you got 4 in the top 6, or I would have, if you wanted to tack on a 5th, make that be a later one. So the tip to pulling off, in my opinion, hyper fragile, the Bulldog finals team is hyper fragile, or like a very robust running back, is I think you have to wait on tight end there. And I value tight end the least, so I never have a problem doing it.
It's the lowest scoring position by far. And I think it's smart there to get Bo Nix. If you get another second quarterback in this range, you could only do 2 and then
that's true.
Receiver and stuff like that. So no, it's a very robust running back build, but your running backs are going to dominate.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean in the space, in the for people to do content. Steve and I are probably the most bullish about building for running back to hit, not the most, but we're very high on building for running back to hit the flex and making, especially on half point PPR, those kind of things. But you still need to, price matters and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd go late tight end. You could do 1 more quarterback and then even have more shots to throw at receiver to that point too. Okay, Steve, we're back up at 107. Speaking of, we have a 1-3-4. And it's just quarterbacks at the top of the board. So did you want to get a second one? 10 seconds left.
Yeah,
7 seconds. I'm putting, hold on. Let me do Kyle Williams and then we can do Drake May.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't know if that was, yeah, I got it. Okay. This would be early for Drake May. I just realized.
Pretty early.
I mean, he's not going to come back. So it's either Fields, Drake May, Bateman, and getting the catching up in 6, or there's like the Loveland, that kind of stuff, Ingram, that kind of thing. So you call it. I mean, I have May ranked above this. I think May is going to wildly outperform. So then honestly, this is the type of build, if we did want to do 2, I know we do more often 3, we could.
Let's do May, and I think that keeps us very open for only 2. Like I love Fields there also, but I don't necessarily love Fields in a 2 quarterback build. He's gotten injured almost every year. And he also has been just highly inefficient while there's nobody clearly there to, take the job if he struggles. But we've just seen him really struggle before. So just keeping that in mind, I think his bench risk is minimal, extremely minimal. But the injury is more the thing. And I mean, Alan May is very fun.
Yeah, no, very fun. And we got we got May stacked, which, with the running quarterbacks, you don't have to force it as much, but I'd like double tapping Kyle Williams and Drake May there. So, and I know you and I both have May ranked like early 100s, well above his ADP. So again, we use rankings to kind of know if you're getting values but in that kind of situation, it's like, well, I'm fine taking like a quarterback that I really like a little bit ahead of ADP. Thad says Mooney. Yeah, no, he must be a Mooney fan. Love it. We got our guy Andrew in chat. Andrew will be doing drafts every Wednesday, sometimes with Steve, sometimes with other friends. So, and of course he does BBMs every Monday with Justin. Yeah, Trey Harris was a great pick. He says, you all know ball running backs are raking. I love it. And Nick says, yo, good to see you, Nick. Thank you so much for joining us. I believe Nick started his own stream too, so check that out. Okay, so we will be back up, Steve. Let's plan this out here. 131, 134. And we are through the first 10 rounds. We're 2, 3, 5. So for going really running back heavy, I think we've kind of balanced it out fairly nicely.
I agree. And sorry, I thought you were going to say.
I was going to read it. I was going to read it really quick. So with the through 10, Allen, May, McCaffrey, Harvey, Kamara, BTJ, Evans, Darnell Mooney, Josh Downs, Kyle Williams. So I don't want to always stack BTJ with Lawrence. So I was going to say, I probably should have thought, given that a little more consideration with the whole May pick, that we did have a Lawrence, but it's not like you always have to. I do think I heard someone talking about that. It's like you do. I think it was Chad Candles this morning was talking about like whether it's his Higgins or Chase stacks. You don't necessarily want every Burrow team to be with one of them or every vice versa. You know what I mean? So you want to mix it up, right? So you don't know who's going to get injured, So, I mean, if there's injuries present themselves, it's like you don't want necessarily Lawrence will be on a lot of my BTJ teams, but it doesn't need to be on every single one. Is that kind of how you feel?
No, absolutely. And obviously, last year, Higgins was the wide receiver one, I believe, for week 17, and Burrow was the quarterback one. But what if Burrow, because he had points to guys like Chase and Gesicki, and what if Higgins still had the exact same smash game, but Burrow got 10 less points? Still a very good game, but then, you just other guys there.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that more in a second. 2 picks to make here. What about further building out the Indy stack with a falling Tyler Warren?
I like it.
Because that would be our first tight end. Tyler Warren, I'm higher on him than the market, and he fell to 131. I like that. I have Besh queued up if you wanted to go down that route. I'm trying to look using Best Ball Overlay to see if what correlation we would have with Vegas. It's shocking we didn't have Scatabo in this draft because we do in almost every other one. But I actually don't see Vegas correlation necessarily, but I'd be fine with him. Okay, he went. So top of the board. So we take a lot of Rashad White, but I don't know if there's any other running backs here. Rashad White, Spears, Garendo, Ray Davis. Ray Davis is one I need to take more of.
But probably would get him on the next pick.
Later. Okay, so I don't know if you want to take Rashad White or Christian Kirk or what do you want to do here? 13 seconds.
Go tight end. Go tight end real quick. Kincaid. Do Kincaid.
No. Oh, no. That was terrible.
Do it, and we could be done at tight end also. Like, gives us the optionality.
Can we with Kincaid? That's a question.
Oh my!
And I have the answer, and it's not good.
We're gonna label this team Kincaid Smith.
Okay, let's catch up with chat. And then, Pat has a suggestion, I think, with the Best Ball Overlay. So, Ben says, should I resist taking Herbert? Let me check out your team, Ben.
Herbert got taken.
Herbert went. So, I
would have probably gotten 3 there. You could have stopped at 2 quarterbacks. It's up to you.
You just talked about with Fields, you would have liked a third quarterback, but that would be one where, again, in capital, like he only has 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. So, I mean, this is a gross range of receivers, though. You could have, but you could have also waited and just taken a third later or taken 2. We'll see what he does here, and then we'll catch up. Okay, he does Tillman, so he gets a 5th receiver in, and I think that's good. And I think this team, you could make it 2 or 3 and definitely, allow yourself to just do get, throw some quantity at receiver. So yeah, I would probably at this point just do, unless a third stack like really appears to you, maybe get 8 receivers and do two quarterbacks. Is that what you would do most likely?
Probably. It depends on when he's getting his tight ends. If he gets 2 good ones, he could just stop at 2. I mean, again, tight end is the least scoring position.
Yeah.
3 is fun, but you don't necessarily need 3.
Well, he's doing 3 late though, so he does kind of need 3.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he hit there, like I think Goddard's still there. If he did like Goddard or Ferguson there, and then
that's true. You could like double tap. Yeah. Anyways, Nick says, appreciate the shout out. Now Ben says, I kind of wish I would have taken Herbert over Mims. I think you did need, there's a big cliff there. So that one I have a definite, like you were right to take Mims. There's a big receiver cliff. So you're more so worried about the opposite being undercorrelated with your quarterback receiver stack. Does he mean which stack is Pat talking about? I got behind on the chat. That's why I was trying to catch up.
I'm not sure if he was talking about something with our team or.
Oh, about Ben's team?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So where are we at? I hated the Kincaid pick. We're at 155, 2352, top of the board, based on ADP, McMillan, Palmer, Bigsby, Algier. Do you want to take like a running back here, like an Algier or something like that?
Algier, yeah.
I don't have much of him. So like that's honestly like Ray Davis was one of the last time I need like more of like those types. Yeah. Top of receivers, it's gross. I think we could just tack on 2 later. Good at tight end.
Fine. I think Palmer is fine.
Okay, we don't need to overstack. What about Dubs?
I would do Palmer over Dubs.
I'm gonna label this Steve's team.
We're playing for Josh Allen. Like,
why are we overstacking Josh Allen? He spreads it around. These guys are gonna.
That's the point. Is these guys? We're not paying a price for it. Like we're getting Josh Palmer in 159, 158, whatever it is. Like if he hits the lineup 3 times, he's paying off.
Yes, I know. I just don't. I don't like.
That's a good point for Ben.
Just had to take Fields because Knicks and Herbert. Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah. Always looking to ping pong the weeks. That's what we were kind of, and that is a good point. I know. I get so grossed out by the Bills offense. Like it's just nobody.
They're going to be a top 5 offense. Multiple guys are going to have.
But who paid off their ADP? Like nobody smashed in the playoffs.
No, nobody
didn't. He was awful.
Shakir.
Top point PPR.
He was wide receiver 34. He was easily going as wide receiver like 450 last year.
Okay. Hartman agrees with you. Ping pong weeks. That agrees with you. Palmer over Dubs. Okay. So obviously Pat, one of the founders of Best Ball Overlay, again, use code Fanspeak, $10 off. If you have a second UD page up and try closing it, the overlay will settle out. They've been doing updates and lots of updates and patches, which has been great. I just downloaded the recent one, which is showing like the playoff correlation. So let me see. I guess on this break, I probably can do this for a second.
So just while you're doing that, just with the Bills, and I've talked about on other streams, is yes, you don't have an alpha receiver. You don't have, some guy who's going to score 20 points, 10 times next year or anywhere close to that. But you have receivers at cost who can pay off. You have a tight end who at cost. Last year, Kincaid was going in the 5th round. We got him in whatever round that was, 130 something. It's the point is the price for one of the best offenses in the league is insane. And we don't have consistency, but that's actually why you throw multiple bullets at it. Because you're just likely to hit enough weeks.
Okay, let's fix it. I'll go back to this in a minute. All right, we're 4 picks away. Let me grab this. That fixed it. Thank you, Pat. If you're still watching, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Actually, did the wrong. Whoops. Can you see anything? The screen? Awesome.
Are we up? Are we up? This is going to be fun, guys.
What am I doing? This is a disaster.
First, make sure we make our picks.
Okay, we're 1 pick away. Is it up?
Yeah.
Do we need a third tight end or no? This is like a.
I don't think we need one.
What?
Shit.
Slayton.
Let's do Slayton.
Oh my God, I can't.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my God. Okay. Whew. All right, we're up in 2. Wait, this is why that Kincaid pick was yucky. I don't like it. I mean, we could do Henry if you wanted. We have, I thought I fixed it, but it's doing.
Could also do Mason Taylor for the correlation. Oh, he just went. Never mind.
I love Mason Taylor. All right, we're up. So do you want to go? Ooh, that's bad.
Let's do. I'm actually good sticking at 2 quarterbacks and doing Henry and having an 8th receiver. That's my vote.
If we had a 30-second clock, I would have just pulled up a running. This is what I would have done with the 30-second clock. I would have pulled up a running back, been done at running back. I would have stuck with 2 tight ends, and then we could have gotten Daniel Jones because we had a double stack. What do you think of that?
No, I mean, I see that path also. It's just, I do think we are really good at quarterback.
Oh, yeah, no, we are. I just think it would be fun since we double stack the Colts to make a bet on Daniel Jones, but I'm probably doing that too much anyway. So,
yeah. It's trying to help you help yourself.
You take Daniel Jones too.
I do.
Okay, we're up at 203 and 206. I was going to say, don't act like I'm on an island there because I'm not.
No, I mean, you know, I firmly believe Daniel Jones is going to start more games than Richardson.
Same.
And you know, I think he's a great 17th, 18th round option.
So yeah, Thad is Palmer over Doves, and disagreed on my Palmer take. I think totally respect that. This is hysterical. FK Cooler says she's sabotaging your draft because you
Don't get thrown out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not a fan of that pick, but Hartman says grab Ty Johnson to make sure you have enough fills. Mike Robb says incoming company drug test for Meg after this last draft. That is fair. That might be fair. Oh my God. CBK says some are saying ball knowers take both on the same team when locked out at quarterback. Wait, which pick is that about? Is that about the Palmer pick? The CBK, let me know. That about my Palmer take? I get grossed out by the Bills. They just like, I understand the ping pong weeks. I understand, but it's like nobody smashed during playoffs outside of Allen really the first week. Who went off with them week 15? And Cook. It was like him and Cook. It was like the true like quarterback, running back. Let me soak up the touchdown equity on half point PPR. I think Shakir had 1 spike week. I mean, he was boring. Okay, so we're going to do a 2-5-8-3 then. Yeah. No, but the thing is, like, all these guys Shakir is going to have a better floor, but these guys might only have 3 to 5 usable weeks. Are they going to be playoff weeks? We don't know. Like, that's the point. That's why you take multiple cheap shots at it. Yeah. I know.
But it's like any receiver in this range, like Slayton could absolutely crush Josh Palmer for the year, but Palmer get the week 16 spike week that gets us through to the finals. Right.
Okay. We're up in 1 and we need to make 2 picks, and then I need to jump off quickly to join Candyman. So check out right after this Candyman Fantasy Football Garage's channel. I will be joining him. I don't know what we're drafting, but we'll have fun. I might need to take a bathroom break. Okay, so Calvin Austin, Tolbert, Sampson, Brashard Smith, Corum, Ford. What do you want to do?
Brashard Smith, get the running back done.
Yeah, how interested? I kind of have some interest peak there on Richard Smith.
Yeah, and this is why I'm lower in Pacheco. Just there's 4 guys there right now. I don't mind taking like some late shots on some of these guys like Richard Smith. Pacheco probably has the best odds to be the starter or to have one of the key roles, but it could easily end up being like Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith.
Any
So they're gonna do
correlation?
whatever it takes to win.
Any correlation ties here, Steve?
I can't
Oops,
see.
I totally messed up on that. My bad. So 17 seconds, Calvin Austin, Jalen Tolbert. I'm just going to put up the 2 Pittsburgh. I mean, I'm going to look like an MVS addict if I take him.
2-2, I think, right? Rams play.
Who?
I can't remember now.
Whatever, I did it.
It's fine. I think 2-2 is a fine pick in the 18th round.
Who do the Rams play? Seattle, Atlanta. We don't have any.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Mooney, right?
Yeah, we Mooney. I knew there was something that we had a Falcon.
Okay. All right. Oh, Fantasy Football Garage said no rush. We're doing great on time. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, let's quickly finish up seeing what the chat has to say, and then we will get out of there. We will be going over to Fantasy Football Garage's channel, but we sincerely appreciate you guys joining us in obviously in the draft. For those that joined us in one or both drafts, in the chat, just watching our show. We are on every Thursday, Sibling Showdown, and again, we will be mixing it up. Some BBM, some other breeds once the puppy's done, but lots of marathon, sprint, eliminator, mixing it up for sure. Steve, this has been fun. Quick summary, how did you feel about our 2 teams?
Probably like the first one a little bit better, but this one I think is good. 2 quarterback build, but 2 really good ones, in my opinion. Went a little heavier running back to start with 3 of the first 5 picks, or 6 picks, I think. But with a quarterback thrown in there, and receiver. So we added a little extra depth there with an 8th guy. Tight ends strong. We didn't have to take a 3rd, but I think there's nothing wrong taking a 3rd when it correlates like it does. Overall, really think this is a fine team, but I probably like the first one a little bit better.
Yeah, I think I like the first one better too. Okay, in the whole ball knowers take both on the same team when locked out at quarterback. I actually I did that once or twice where I took like an elite and then I took both the Steelers quarterbacks or both the Vikings quarterbacks. I'm gonna do it like twice probably all summer, but you could do one where, because probably both are gonna play. I mean, I'm more on team Danny Dimes than A-Rich, but yeah, they caught up. The chat got it. I did not get it, and the chat got it. But Richardson Dimes. Chad Candle says Elijah Moore feeling left out. We did.
This was a 20-round draft. We're taking Elijah
Moore. That says Elijah Moore is the bill you need.
Probably.
So good. Hartman Coolers, no ball. Yeah, they totally caught on CBK. I did not. It's okay, Meg. We're all crashed out in drafts sometimes. Hopefully I'll get the mind freshened back up for Fantasy Football Garage. Ben, I'll have to check your team later, but I'm sure you landed the plane, and I know you had a great draft, the first draft too. Again, check out Fantasy Football Garage here very shortly. Ending with 2-2. So we appreciate all of you. Hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to the Fanspeak Network and check the link in the description. Check out our best ball subscription. Steve, final thoughts for the people, and we will head out of here.
Yeah, no, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Had a lot of fun ripping these 2 puppies, and definitely looking forward to see what Underdog comes out next. I just want to throw this out there. I was looking, and just in the last couple of days, Underdog has removed essentially all the other tournaments from last year from their rules, meaning that they're probably changing the advance rates and stuff like that, the payout structures. So that probably means they're going to start dropping some new tournaments.
Okay. Well, good. I hope maybe by the next Sibling Showdown, we'll have another tournament, a new tournament. And again, we'll be doing lots of sprint marathon eliminators on here as well. I think actually BBG is doing sprint tonight too. So lots of fun stuff coming. We appreciate you. For Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.